cooler over here. This is a well put together place.
What time you say they open?
It's supposed to open 11:30.
Okay.
I found it pretty quick.
Oh yeah, we're about 4 minutes early. Yeah, thank you for renting the entire place out for us today,
Yeah,
Robert.
no, that's my pleasure. At least I can do for you.
I appreciate it.
Nigga's muffler's broken.
Oh yeah, probably the least expensive car here.
Exactly. The loudest.
They looking like, oh, these crazy folks. Oh, and they got the little miniature fans.
Yeah, keep the flies away. All right, use your RNA, but yeah. Next.
Because the good thing about this content, I'm going to be able to touch multiple audiences. It's going to be the audience for the people who wants to hear this type of talk, which, it's a niche audience, but a valuable audience. But then also the foodies.
Really?
Yeah, because, they're gonna be able to look up this place.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to see the full menu.
Yeah.
This is almost like a Greek diner menu, like so many options. Terrible if they establish a line. I'm just going to stop listening to you.
You should listen. You should listen to me. This is part of the problem.
No, we do listen, but then you keep.
Keep.
Thank you so much for inviting me down, man.
I love it. Thanks for coming down.
This is another exciting and informative episode of the Entreprenudist Podcast, the place to hear real entrepreneurs and business owners bear it all. And we do have a real entrepreneur and business owner with us today, one from Canada. So he's very nice and kind, depending on who you are. All right. But before we bring him on, I want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by Shearwolf Strongholds, a wealth growth and protection company when it comes to estate planning, when it comes to retirement planning, when it comes to employee benefits, when it comes to life insurance. If your plan ain't Shearwolf, your plan ain't strong. If you are a business owner that wants to retire higher than you would have prior, make sure you visit ShearWolfStrong.com or call or text +1 904 822 4262. And now our guest, Robert Cinapri, is a CPA, an MBA, and he is the president and founder and CFO of CFO Collective, a boutique fractional CFO firm dedicated to helping owner-operators scale profitably and build scale-ready businesses. With over 25 years of experience expanding startups, global enterprises, and executive finance leadership, Rob brings a unique blend of strategic insight, operational excellence, and real-world execution to every engagement, drawing on a career that includes senior roles in technology, aerospace, and a decade as a professor of finance. Rob built CFO Collective to deliver high-impact financial leadership without unnecessary overhead, backed by a handpicked team of seasoned CFOs and the firm's proven CFO Collective Way. Rob partners with entrepreneurs to strengthen financial clarity, drive smarter decision-making, accelerate growth, and maximize long-term enterprise value. And his bio means you have to have a master's in English. Please welcome Robert Cinapri. Thank you so much for coming to the Entrepreneurs Podcast.
I appreciate you coming down. Who wrote that?
I don't know, man. It's somebody who really has a high opinion of themselves. But I have a high opinion of you as well.
Me for you as well.
I want to say that everybody has their preconceived notions of Canadians, and I will say, we just met each other, but you invited me to your home.
Yep.
Is that just a part of the culture in Canada, or is that ingrained in you?
I'd say both. Mm-hmm. I'd say both. We connected on that networking event. Then we connected again after that virtually. I just got a good sense of you. I dug into your stuff, really liked it. And so when this opportunity for you to come down, work down, I say, just come down. Stay with me. We'll do this thing at this beautiful location in this beautiful town. So nice to be here.
Elizabeth's
Restaurante in Delray Beach, Florida.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite places on the strip.
And just so you know, if you're listening to our voices, make sure you check out the show notes if you want to see the beautiful ambiance of Elizabeth's here in downtown Delray. What made you choose this place for us to meet?
The food's really good, but also the ambiance is just excellent. This is one of the nicest build-outs of a restaurant in Delray Beach. I really like it. So it's a good place to come and do a nice high-end sort of podcast like this, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
How long you been doing what you're doing now?
I've been doing it for about 12, 13 years now. I've been doing it, the first 10 years was while I was teaching small and part-time. It just grew. About 5 or 6 years ago, I had to step away from the teaching. Took this on full-time, brought on other CFOs, and it's just been growing.
Over a decade.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Is there nothing that you know now that you wish you knew when you first started?
I wish I decided to step away from teaching earlier. As much as I enjoyed it, this is really, really a good grind for me. I'm really getting a lot of personal value out of this. I wish I had done this sooner. I wish I trusted my instincts and gone with it sooner. I felt like I wasn't ready. I don't think that was true. I think I could have done it 5 years earlier.
Okay, so you wish you started sooner than later.
Yeah.
So, and you have a team of, because a lot of people say seasoned professionals, and most people just talking about salt and pepper, but you actually have people who've come from very high positions in well-known companies. Or are you able to say some of the places where they transitioned from?
Yeah, like I have a former CFO of Coca-Cola in Canada. I have a former CFO and CEO of a defense manufacturing business. I have a former high-level finance person at a Honeywell Aerospace who's manufacturing costing expert. I have someone who is one of my CFOs in the States in New Jersey. He had 27 years scaling a private company till it got sold in the fire protection space up in the New York Manhattan area. I have so lots of varied experiences. I have a CFO who was educated in England, experienced in Dubai, so lots of world experience, international cross-border experience. It's a really good team that covers a lot of bases.
Yeah, and some people might say, or they might ask themselves and say, well, why would these people leave these well-known companies to come to what you describe as a boutique service? What would you say to that person that's thinking quietly to themselves?
Well, I think part of the shift is a lifestyle choice. You want to get out of that grind of the corporate world where you don't really control a lot and you may add value, but it's pretty limited. This really gives you the opportunity to add extensive and extreme value to the clients you work for. Okay, we focus, when I say we're a boutique, I mean we focus on owner-operated businesses that are growing and struggling because of the growth. These are the clients that are the best fit for us because our CFOs love going in and helping them, as you said, scale profitably and build a sale-ready business. It's about building a business and you can sell at any time. It doesn't matter if you sell it. It's irrelevant. You want to own a business that you're always, we discussed this, you know, that's ready to sell. Because that's a business that's being well run. And we want to help them get there. As they grow, they struggle because they're not sure what that next step should be. So they make a choice to come somewhere where they're adding real value. They are controlling a lot of what they do and how they do it. Every client that you go into, you're able to really get to know them, their goals, their needs, their struggles, both personally and with the business, and tailor an engagement that's going to drive it, right? So,
absolutely.
You ready to order?
Oh yeah, let's get it. I want whatever you like.
You want anything to start?
Whatever she likes to start with.
Okay, so something for us to start with, and then whatever you like for him. I will order the salsiccia pizza.
Thank you so much. What did you pick for me?
Bolognese.
Okay, great.
It's the best.
Gotta let her surprise.
Hey,
Why'd you tell
oh
me?
yeah, I have been referred to as a human garbage disposal, so it could have worked
Yeah,
out. Oh no, it's so one thing that and just for everybody that's listening, I like to monetize everything. That's a conversation that Robert and I was having.
Yeah.
And one thing that I want people to know is the in-betweens of the conversation.
Yeah.
It's not about the Q&As, the yeses and nos. It's about the nuances. It's about learning the name of the server. It's about saying that person's name. It's about allowing them to use their expertise, because people are experts and people are geniuses in multiple different ways. So you have to allow people to give their genius. And when you allow people to give their genius, you build a memorable relationship. And when you build a memorable relationship, that's usually the people that you get referred.
And I say that half in jest, because when I did listen to the other podcast you did with Samir, right?
Yes.
In the restaurant, I love this whole idea. So when we were lining this thing up, I knew, I'm like, yeah, just let it roll, and it's going to go where it goes. And that's what I think is the most beautiful about this.
Yeah.
You're not trying to polish it so it comes across as perfect. You're trying to make it as real as possible. And that's why I was like, I've got to get Randolph down here and do this with him.
Because perfect doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, it's
So, but you can get close to it, which brings me to how your people transition from these well-known corporate positions to this boutique establishment. One conversation that we were having, a mentor of mine, a mentor by the name of Tony Rugas, very well known in the insurance appraisal industry. He was the first person to tell me this story. He said there was this manufacturing company, right? And they had a machine go down. And when this machine went down, they were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars per hour as this machine went down, and they couldn't figure out how to get it to go. So they called in a specialist. This specialist, he pulls up in his old pickup truck. He gets out. He looks at the machine. He pulls out a tape measure. He goes back to his old pickup and he pulls out a leather bag, and he brings that leather bag inside and puts it on the table, and he opens the leather bag. He pulls out a rubber mallet and he strikes down on this machine with this rubber mallet, and it starts working. So then, of course, the company is ecstatic.
Yep.
They're happy. They're no longer losing hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour. And this specialist hands them his bill for $10,000. And they say, hold up. You were just here for 15 minutes. How are you charging us $10,000? If you're going to charge us $10,000, you're going to have to itemize this bill. And the man says, okay, no problem. He itemizes the bill, and the itemization says $1 to hit machine with rubber mallet. $9,999 to know exactly where to hit it. It seems like you brought in people that over the years of working with these huge firms, they know exactly where to hit it.
Yeah, I love that story. It's a great analogy for what we're trying to do, which is to bring all those best practices and all those years of experience to these growing companies that are amazing, right? These entrepreneurs are amazing. They've done fantastic things, but many of them, like we talked about yesterday, aside from some part-time jobs when they were growing up, they got into this industry, they started a business. This is all they've known. They might not have ever worked at a multinational, a large corporation, learning best practices. They may not know what a $30 million business should look like, what a $100 million business should look like. That's not a knock on them. That's just a fact. So as they're scaling through these levels, they want to make sure they build the foundation to support that growth. Can you imagine you trying to build something on a rickety foundation or on sand? It's going to sink. So you want to bring in that kind of expertise. So you want people who've done exceptional things in their careers so they can bring those best practices. I tell clients all the time, potential clients would say, oh, you're very expensive. What's the itemized bill? And I say, oh, a lot of our clients say that, 40, 50% say that when we first talk. And our answer to them is, if you want someone to just come in and look at your financials once a month and give you some feedback, we can go down the strip mall down the street and I'll find you somebody. That's not what we're doing. Right? We're here to be your partner through this entire journey. And we're here to bring value to you that will transform not just your business, but your life. so that as they grow and do better and near the end of that journey, they're ready for someone like you to make sure that all that wealth they've generated is managed properly, is turned into something that's going to sustain them for the rest of their life. So that's the whole goal of doing this. It's to honor these entrepreneurs and position them in the best way to be able to meet their personal and business goals.
Absolutely.
That's it. Like, and I just find every day I wake up, I feel how blessed I am to even be able to do this.
Oh yeah, it's the value-driven approach versus the time-driven approach. Because let's say, and because what you do, some people call it outsourced CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Some people call it fractional CFO, Chief Financial Officer. What's your preferred term?
Well, we term it fractional, but essentially you're getting all the CFO you need at the amount you need. Right? Because as these firms are growing, they don't necessarily need a full-time person. Right? So, but it used to be, and fractional now is happening across the various, HR, law, all of it.
It's the Wild
Sales,
West.
Branding, fractional is happening everywhere. Because 20 years ago, it used to be binary. You didn't need a full-time CFO, so you had nothing until you needed one. That's not necessary anymore. You can buy the pieces of what you need in all these areas now. The key is finding the right ones.
Absolutely.
Finding the ones that are going to add the value.
That know where to hit it.
Yeah.
Because
that know where to hit the machine.
Absolutely, because so and just to put this in the right context for people, imagine you just hired somebody to do a thing. Because you just hired them, they're learning on the job, right? They're trying to figure. How you doing? What's your name? Yes. I'm Randolph. Good to meet you. So because you just hired them, they're learning on the job, right? And because they're learning on the job, it's going to take them longer to do that thing, right? But a person that's experienced, it takes them shorter to do that thing. So if somebody is still in the mindset of, I should pay you based on how long it takes. So you're telling me it's more valuable for somebody who just learned that takes 10 hours than somebody who knows exactly how to do it and takes 1 hour?
Yeah.
Is that the way you explain it to the people that you work with?
So I would say that, and what we do in 1 hour is way better than what they did in 10 hours.
Another level.
Because we hit the machine exactly right. They're taking 10 hours because they're hitting the machine everywhere.
They're reading the instruction manual.
And they may not even find the spot, right? So,
Yeah.
and you pay them for 10 hours.
Oh yeah, she said the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hey man, it's called
That's what she said, line right there.
It's the Entreprenudist Podcast, right?
My kids are going to love that. They hear that line. That's what she
And you see the switch I put on it.
Yeah.
She said the same thing. Hey, but a lot of things correlate. A lot of things connect. And yes, instead of paying this full-time CFO $250,000 plus stock options, you can find somebody like yourself that charges, still a reasonable fee, but nowhere near as much.
If you want to qualify a truly experienced CFO now, it's not $250,000 plus stock options. It's more than that. And that's the reality today. Imagine you're a $30 million business with no true finance support, strategic support, not just accounting, right? It's not accounting. It's finance support, it's operational support, it's strategic support, it's the whole thing. And you're getting that for $100,000 a year. And it's even more than that. The other way that I explain the value is when we're getting to know each other during a discovery call, and you're talking to me about your business, and you're telling me, let's use round numbers, we're doing $20 million a year. That's great. What's your profit margin? At the end, net, what's your profit margin? It's about 2%. Okay, do you know what the average is for your industry? I don't know. I say it's 12%. It's 12%. You're 10% off where you should be. So $20 million, what's 10% of that? You have a $2 million bag of money you're leaving on the table. You give us $100,000 and we're going to help you fix that. We're going to help you recapture huge pieces of that. By the way, if you're at 1 or 2%, you got nothing to sell. So they don't want you. So let's get you to where you should be. So you've grown to 20 million, it's great, but you are probably missing things. You probably have gaps that are causing you to have profit leakage everywhere. I could imagine that you're working 80 hours a week and you're stressed out. Your team is stressed out. You have high turnover. This is what I see over and over again. So I say to them, you don't have to live this way. And this is a big frustration for me. How you doing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. What's your name?
Eddie.
What's up, Randolph? Good to meet you.
I'm Rob. Nice to meet you.
Grab you guys anything else for right now?
It's
What do we
good.
have
What is
here?
this?
This is the Popoli Frito. It's going to be little breads, Parmesan on top, side of prosciutto, and whipped ricotta made in house.
Oh, wait.
ricotta.
It's the best.
The best.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Ordered this. This is fantastic.
See, when you ask the experts.
Yes, good job. Good job.
What were you saying, sir? Before we
What
were
was I
so
saying?
politely interrupted.
By a nice person. What was I saying?
No, you were.
You don't have to live this way, and this is really what it comes down to. They continue to suffer needlessly, and it's actually a bit of a frustration point for me. Because I'm like, but we can fix this if you just invest. And what we do is an investment, and there should be a return on that investment. We can help fix a lot of these things that are keeping you up at night.
Yeah.
These things that are stopping you from being able to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So,
I think working with a fractional CFO is the healthiest way for an entrepreneur to compare themselves to other people. And what I mean by that is, you're supposed to run your race, right? And you're supposed to set your own goals.
Yep.
But just like you mentioned, somebody that thinks that 1 to 2% is normal, you can come in and say, well, I'm very discreet. I'm not going to tell you trademark or patent information about my other customers. However, I can share with you that they are on average doing these numbers, and compared to that, if you're not doing such, you need somebody to ask you some questions and or take a look at these statements to figure it out. I heard recently that a financial statement is like a bikini. What it shows you is very interesting, but what it doesn't is vital. Is that how you approach it?
not yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to steal that. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that's such an interesting way to put it. And it's not just, like you said, discretion is important, but there's so much market data out there now. Like you just talk in generality. It's like for your industry, this is generally where you should be. And you're working so hard, why would you not want to be there? Right? So what can we do to get you there? You don't have to live this way. You don't have to do 80 hours a week burned out. It's not necessary. Right? There's things we can do. But I think part of it is, unless you have lots of clients too, I don't know if you see this. You tell me if you see this. I can turn this around a bit, right?
Okay.
I find sometimes potential clients don't believe that it can be different. They can't actually envision a world being different than the one they're living in. I don't know if you've experienced that. That's what I find sometimes. They don't actually believe me. I'm like, no, we can fix this. I'm like, no, there's no way. So I'm putting that on you. Like, do you see that when you talk to?
Absolutely, because the mindset of an entrepreneur, at least the ones I'm at, because you asked me a question when we first met. You said, describe an American entrepreneur. And then I said, ambitious risk taker. So that the mindset of that ambitious risk taker is somebody that's used to going against the grain, somebody that's used to not just accepting what somebody tells them at face value. They actually go out, figure it out, knock themselves against the head, go against what they've been told, go against what looks like the right thing they should do on paper, and then hit it. So when somebody like you say, yeah, you did great, but not great enough, yes, I do encounter those people who, at least initially, push back. But another benefit of working with business owners is they typically value it. Well, at least successful business owners, they value outsource expertise of people that aren't them.
Yeah, and you you can figure them out. They're part of mastermind groups. They're part of CEO peer groups. They're already reaching out to people outside of their little world to try to get to that next level. The difference is those peer groups, and you can bring those things to them, but they're not in there with you every day. Right? They're not in the weeds with you. When you bring the right fractional service in, again, I don't care if it's sales, branding, marketing, HR, they're in the weeds with you, where they really get to understand the nuances. Very good, thank you. Yeah, to understand the nuances, to really help you directly make those changes. It's more than just discussions and advice. Okay, now go and do it. Right? We're actually going to help you do it. Which is a huge difference for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I like and that's interesting about your practice is, like you mentioned earlier, you brought in successful chief financial officers from different industries. Whereas some people may say, hey, if you're going to deal with the CFO, outsource or fractional, deal with somebody that focuses on your industry. Whereas you brought in this kaleidoscope of people to where you able to help people in different industries.
Right.
Was that intentional?
It was. I wanted to spread it out. I have retail, manufacturing, services, all kinds of CFOs. So when I do meet a potential client, we talk about their needs and what's happening. I will select the CFO that is the best fit for them. And so they'll know that when dealing with me, they're going to get the best person that we have. It goes to a next step beyond that. There's different experience my CFOs have and different skill sets. Some are more tech savvy, some are more Excel and modeling savvy, some are more strategy savvy, some are more pick it. So it's actually, if they need support in some other area, even if I pick the CFO that's the best fit, they can rely on anyone else on the team from time to time for things they need to really level up that client. That's why it's called a collective. We're a group. This is not a body shop, right? Where I just collect and hand out clients. This is a collective. It's by design and on purpose. As you say, it's with intent, right? So.
Because I know based off of conversations that we had that you meet with your CFOs individually at least once a week, and you bring everybody together as a group at least quarterly.
Yeah.
And what I like about them being in different industries is, just like you said, you can look up the industry standards and generalizations. One of my favorite charts, which a lot of people don't agree, is Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary.
Yep.
And I would say if you don't like...
Canadian.
Oh, is he? Hey, right?
Hey.
So
And that had to come out at some point.
absolutely, it had to. And what I like about and what I say is, if you don't like Kevin O'Leary based off of his persona on Shark Tank, find his YouTube channel. I can almost guarantee that you will start to understand and get him. One thing that I learned from his YouTube channel is somebody asked him, they said, hey, you sold your educational business for over $1 billion. How were you able to sell at such a high valuation compared to other people? And Kevin was like, nobody's never asked me that before. What he said was, I used to be in the cat food industry. And in the cat food industry, the person that he worked for had 2 engines, and those 2 engines were beef and tuna. And what they did was they were able to get their manufacturing so efficient because they only worked with those 2 engines. But what they would do is they would add different seasonings and flavors to those 2 engines that allowed them to add so many different SKUs at so many different price points, and though they had an efficient way to do it. And what he said was, when he got to the educational industry, he saw that every year these companies were spending out observant amounts of monies to recreate a math class, to recreate an English class. He's like, math and English doesn't change. It is what it is. So what he did was they made 1 math class and 1 English class, and they treated it like engines. And what he did was they licensed out different Disney characters different cartoon characters to where they had a whole bunch of different SKUs with only 2 engines, and everybody could have been thought of that. But because he saw what worked in one industry and brought it to a new industry, that's what took it through the roof. And I imagine the same thing is possible when you bring in all of your CFOs together and say, hey, we do this like this in the aerospace. Why not do it like this in this space as well?
Yeah, we can take tools that we use with certain clients and apply to other clients in other industries. And to your point, I have the engines, I have the playbooks that are the basis for what everybody does. So that gets them to a certain point, and then beyond that, you rely on their expertise and their experience to make all those changes necessary. So we can take that core and tailor it to every client to meet their needs. So it's the same idea. We get a lot of SKUs out of a set group of playbooks and a set group of people. Right. So that's it's a great way to describe it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
an amazing way to describe it.
You nailed it.
It just reminded me of something. I use Amazing for a lot, right? And like for example, I just ate whatever this. I forgot what she said it was, right? But I just ate this, and I would eat and say, "This is amazing." And they'll be like, well, if you wasted a amazing on a pastry, what would you call it if you ever seen God descending from on high? You just wasted amazing on a pastry.
And what's your answer to that?
I'll figure it out.
I'll let you know when I meet him.
And it seems like you are able to help people figure it out because now they have a sounding board. You actually are the voice of God to a lot of these business owners. With great power comes great responsibility. How do you keep your ego in check?
That's a loaded question. There's gonna be a lot of people who watch this. He doesn't.
Self-aware as well.
Yeah. I don't have anything to have an ego about yet. Again, we talked about this yesterday. It's that servant leadership. I get a lot of joy and value out of helping these clients. It's not an ego thing. It's just we're approaching this differently than a lot of other people are doing it. Because we're finding a way to multiply our impact and our leverage. By leaving teaching and doing this with all these great CFOs I'm bringing on, I'm taking what my values and my beliefs and I'm able to multiply and extend it out. So we're adding a lot more value than ever before. Here comes the food.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to put this over here. Thank you. Ooh, hot.
Thank you, sir.
If you want to grab a plate, I'm going to give you a piece of this.
While you're getting that, let me just make sure we're still running. So you definitely want to take a look at this pizza. If you're listening to the audio version, we do appreciate you. But we got some amazing food on here. What type of pizza is that?
This is a sausage pizza. Sausage, frutta latte, and a marinara sauce.
Okay. And I forget what she called this,
It's a
but
bolognese. It's like a meat ragu.
there you go.
But yeah, they like even this dough. It's all scratch made. Pasta is actual noodles are scratch made every day in the restaurant. It's not out of a box. So they do quite a good job.
Oh man, we may, once this episode blows up, we may need to reach out to Jerry and see if we can get a segment back there in the kitchen and actually catch their process. And so, speaking of getting back in the kitchen and catching people's process, I imagine your first meeting with these entrepreneurs isn't the most comfortable for them. You're asking them darkness of the night questions. How does that typically go?
And that's again, these are things that you face all the time, right? The same thing I do. Sometimes they are very, very hesitant to open up. And impact of that is, well, we really can only do so much if we don't truly understand. What is it that you, in the darkness of the night, is keeping you from sleeping? What is it? What are those fears? What are those challenges? You can go through the whole list of psychology terms, right? Is it imposter theory? Is it this? Whatever it is, what's holding you back from getting to where you need to get to? Because at the end of the day, this business has to serve the owner and their family. Otherwise, why are they doing it? And yes, one of the reasons I love helping entrepreneurs is because they're very altruistic. They treat their employees, most of them, like family as well. They're slow to fire. They're very patient. This person's been with me for 5 years, 10 years, 15 plus years. So it's a matter of making them feel like they can trust you and that you're there for their best interests. And the word you use is discretion. It's very important. They have to know that when you're in that safe space, to use that word, that they can talk about whatever it is they need to talk about. And that's the key. How do I make you feel like I got you? Right?
You guys like some fresh Parmesan?
Oh yes, I'll take some Parmesan. Thank you.
Why not? Right? How do you get them to trust you enough to open up so you really understand what they need? Because as soon as you do, that's when you can really make the changes.
Are you waiting for me to give you an indicator? Keep waiting. I want you to build a bicep.
Right.
Thank you.
Sure, why not? Thank you.
On your slice?
Sure, just a bit. That's great. Thank you.
Any red pepper flakes? Black pepper?
No,
Oh no, thank you. Appreciate it.
Actually, I have hot oil.
You do?
Yeah, I have hot oil. You like spice?
Huh?
You
Oh no, I'm good.
spicy food?
Yeah, I do, but I'm good.
They have good hot oil here.
Good hot oil.
Yeah.
What makes
I'm
it?
not a big chili flake because I find the chili flakes create spot heat. I prefer the oil.
Oh, the hot oil. Oh, I'll take some hot oil. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, no, they do, and they make that here too. So nice olive oil with spices in it. They just add to the food, and it will mix nicely through the meat.
Thank you so much. Oh yeah. See, you're an expert in many ways.
And I wouldn't call me. I'm an expert at eating. That's for sure.
And speaking of mixing it all up, a lot of these things are like a symphony. There isn't just a trumpet or a clarinet or a flute or a drum. A lot of the things that work with business have to work together in harmony. How do you get these harmonies to work for these companies?
So one of the other things that's very important to the values of CFO Collective is that we are your everything. We have a certain set of skills that we have, a certain set of expertise we have, a certain area we work in, but we know enough to know and identify other gaps where that entrepreneur, that business owner, that business needs other support. That's the symphony. So in Canada and now, over the past number of months here in Florida, I've built up what I consider a stellar professional network. And so when my client needs tax planning, I know who to go to. When they need a lawyer, I know who to go to. When they need sales and marketing support, I know who to go to. When they need HR support, I know who to go to.
Employee benefits, he knows who to go to.
Employee benefits, life insurance,
Yes.
pick it, right? So, absolutely, and this is the whole thing, right? This is, how do we bring more to you than just a monthly review of your financial statements? How do we bring you a full suite of expertise that's going to look out for you everywhere? So, the word we used yesterday, conciliare.
Yes.
I consider our CFOs conciliares, thinking back to the Godfather, thinking back to the adopted Irish son, the lawyer. That's us. We are the conciliare. We are going to help you in whatever way you need. We're going to find it, get it for you, and get the problem solved. And that's what it comes down to. It is a symphony. Our services are within a certain field, but we have enough business experience to know what else you need, and that's key, right? So.
And a lot of people, and that's definitely good, because a lot of people are familiar with the term family office and familiar with the term multidisciplinary office, but they really don't grasp what that means and what it does allow to happen. And if when done correctly, it eliminates that game of telephone. And I think everybody remember that game of telephone to where you have a sentence and then a person whispers it into another person's ear.
Broken telephone.
Yeah, and by the time it gets to the second, third person, the sentence is completely different. Whereas when you are dealing with a professional who knows professionals, a lot of times it eliminates that broken telephone.
It eliminates that broken telephone. It creates efficiency because if you trust me, you know I'm going to introduce you to someone who's going to be useful and valuable to you. So it lubricates the whole thing as well, right? And that family office example is a good one because that family office, so you've got your business, it helps with all of this around the business. We do that same thing inside your business. So we take that concept of the fractional family office, the multidisciplinary service, and we bring it into the actual core of the business. And that's probably a pretty solid way to
Absolutely. And it's actually taking it to that next level, which is the virtual family office. I know that you're able to work with people in all 50 states and you're able to meet with them virtually. How have you seen that benefit in the business owners that you've been working with?
Well, that's where COVID was a huge benefit for us because it created an environment where doing things virtually didn't matter anymore, right? Of course, there's things that need personal presence. When you're touching things and changing things physically, you need to be there. But a lot of the work that we do, it's not necessary. Now, if we're going to have a full day off-site strategy session, I want to be there. We want to be there. We should go see our clients once a quarter in person. We should sit down and break bread together. But everything in the middle, it's almost better that it's virtual because it's more efficient for them. It nails it, set times, everyone preps ahead, gets ready, get it done, keep moving. So the virtual I find actually is even more efficient because it focuses you. If you're in all the time, things, I'll talk about it with you on this day, no. This is when we're meeting, we prep for it, we meet, we execute, and we move on. It actually makes it a lot more efficient.
On point.
You like it?
Yeah. That focus helps people, and yeah, that the virtual, it eliminates that the time in between getting there and leaving. It really is very convenient.
Imagine how limited we would be in serving clients if we were restricted to people we could drive to. Come on. And I'm from Toronto. Toronto has traffic as bad as LA. So I'd see one client a day, maybe two. No, that's a lot of windshield time. And there's no value in windshield time. We don't want to charge clients for windshield time. There's no value in it. So no, the virtual works really well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Right there in the house. And depending on do your clients typically record the virtual meetings, or how does that work?
Depends on the client. Some of them prefer not to, and some of them insist. Depends on their personality. Some of them just don't want something recorded.
Of course.
Right? We're talking about people on my leadership team. I don't want this recorded. I don't want, by accident, someone ever listens to it. I have others like, no, we record it, we use AI, it creates action plans.
Oh yeah, because some of these things you're making them aware of them on the day of their daughter's wedding, right? So you want to make you like that callback? So yeah, definitely there are different points in different industries. One thing that I do in my company is, other than when we're actually getting policies started and I'm getting very personal and sensitive information, I record every conversation because, for me, I want to make, it's quality control. And, I want you to have the opportunity to go back and look at it if you wanted to, right? And also, it's one of those things to where, and if it's used for training, I make sure I let my clients say, hey, if we want to make sure that we're bringing up people. I know you value training, bringing people up the right way. We may, if you give us permission, use this to help train and quality control the people that we work with. So it's all about.
I've never even thought of that as a one of the reasons for recording. That's something I'll have to think about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's one of those things to where we're trying to, we're trying to recreate ourselves. We're trying to scale. I know one thing that we were talking about was SOPs, standard operating procedures. And I do know that's one of the things that you bring to the people you work with. Yes, we're looking at your financial statements. Yes, we're not just recording history. We're helping you write history. But we're also showing you best practices when it comes to efficiently running a business. How do you do that outside of just looking at the ones and zeros?
Yeah, so that becomes a matter of, okay, where are you on your journey? And at your level of business, what kind of structure do you need to have? What kind of foundation is the word I used earlier? Mm-hmm. What kind of operating systems do you have? How much, I don't have to tell you, as a business scales, it develops deeper, more robust, and more numerous SOPs. But you also want to scale that to be appropriate for the business at that level. You don't want to overwhelm them with SOPs. So it's a matter of understanding as they move through that growth curve, what's appropriate for them at that level. What are the risks that they have to cover off the most, right? So it's, again, a matter of really understanding their business so that you know what levers to pull in. Right? So
scaling it till it breaks. There's a philosophy that you use. I believe you refer to it as 3 and 10.
The rule of 3 and 10.
Can you expound on that, please?
It's a business concept that the CEO of Rakuten, the Japanese retailer, has formed. And I'm actually, the last year I'd say, I'm really building CFO Collective around this as a value. Okay? It just basically says every time a company triples in size, it breaks. And it's what I've seen. It's true. The last 12 years I've seen it over and over again. A business at 3 million can't run the same way at 10. It has to be different at 30. It has to grow again at 100. When I say grow again, I don't mean just sales. The processes, the systems, the quality of the people, everything. The management system, the ERP system, everything has to change as the business scales. Because if it doesn't, it won't work. Right? So at 3 million, generally it's a tribal culture where the owner is the center of everything. The owner touches every purchase order, signs every check, or clicks yes to every electronic transfer, does all the sales, makes the product in the back, everything. Nothing happens without that owner having their hands in it. You can't do that at 10 million. Generally speaking, you get to 10, you try to do that, that owner's going to burn out. The business is not going to make money anymore because there's going to be all kinds of profit leaks, all kinds of problems in the operations. You can't scale really beyond 10 million in general on a tribal structure. Yeah, yes. Great, thank you. So then you have to say, okay, we're going to move now as we scale into more of a managerial structure, where now you have an owner who has some kind of management team underneath them. Usually they're long-term employees. You start getting SOPs. Sometimes they're informal. A lot of manual processes, a lot of Excel spreadsheets and things like that. But you start getting some structure where there is some delegation. The owner is stepping back a little bit from doing everything. And you get the first formings of departments. Maybe you have an ops department. Maybe you have a sales department to some extent. You might have a bookkeeper, okay. And now all of a sudden you see the pressure comes down. Things start working a little more smoothly. Profit stuff starts coming again. Cash flow is not a constant nightmare. The owner's not working 80 hours a week anymore, necessarily. That's kind of the goal, right? So 10, 15, 20 million, you start getting up to 30 million, you start feeling that tension again. Because that system you built is really starting to break. Once you move past 30 million, you start getting into the next level, which is multi-levels executive, multi-levels management. You start bringing in professional managers. You start having proper departments, an ERP system. All these things you need to successfully and profitably scale again, and to build a sale-ready business. If the owner is at the center of everything, that's a very difficult business to sell, because someone can't buy it without keeping the owner around in an earn-out structure, in an awful earn-out structure where no one's happy, and it rarely works, right? So you build that sale-ready business, so if something does happen, if life changes, or if a great offer comes, you're ready for it. Or if you're transitioning it to a child, to the next generation down, it's ready for them. Because it's unlikely that they were involved in the business to the extent that you were. That they understand it, because you birthed this thing, you grew this thing from nothing, you know it in a way other people don't. So how do you build a business that when the second generation comes in, it's going to be safe, it's going to keep going, and it gives them the opportunity to move it to that next level. So it's that rule of 3 and 10. It's making sure that as the businesses grow, they have the foundation again, which encompasses different things at different times, so that they can, using the tagline, scale profitably and be sale ready. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
If there's somebody listening to us right now, listening or watching, they like what you're talking about, what's the description of the person or company that they should introduce you to? Or introduce to you?
So I think you're asking an ideal client fit, right? 10 to 50 million in sales, growing, and experiencing growing pains. So if they know a business owner who is always stressed out, who's burning out, who has no time to think, who has no time for their family, who has no balance in their life, if they know that this company is growing but the profits are starting to decline and cash flow is a constant problem, that's an ideal client to talk to us, because they're the ones where we can really add serious value. Right, so that's what I would say the ideal client fit for us is.
If somebody is a potential customer and or somebody who is transitioning into the fractional CFO space, do you not have any book suggestions?
So I would say that the kind of books that, if I was a business owner, to put myself in their shoes, that I would want to read to really frame my next 5-10 years. Traction, right? Understanding EOS, because
Gino
as you
Wickman.
grow, yeah, by Gino Wickman. It's the Entrepreneurial Operating System EOS Bible. So you really start understanding what good systems look like, with tools and examples to help you build this yourself. Okay? Not just finance. Actually, very little to do with finance. It's really about all the operations in general. And I would say, if you want to get inspired to understand what scaling should look like, 10x is easier than 2x, and the science of scaling, because it changes your mindset. The problem with a lot of entrepreneurs is like, okay, I'm at $3 million. I want to get to $6 million. In order to get to $6 million, I'm just going to do more of what I'm currently doing. What a painful idea that is. So if I'm already working 50 hours a week, am I going to work 100? What's the plan here? Whereas if I say instead of doubling, instead of 2x, I'm going to aim for 10x. It changes the way you think about everything. It changes the entire mindset when you analyze what you have to do in the business, and it's what really is going to get you there. Right? So I would say understanding EOS and traction and all the free tools included in that, understanding changing your mindset so that you're not just pouring more fuel on the fire, right, or pushing down harder on the gas pedal. Because at a certain point, that car can only go so fast. That engine can only turn so fast. At some point, you have to get a different car.
Absolutely.
To go faster. right? So that's really what I would say. Those probably start with those two books.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite quotes from the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. He says, "It's better to aim at the moon and to strike only an eagle than to aim at an eagle and strike only a rock." And that's what that 10x is better than 2x essentially says. Hey, aim at the moon. You might not hit the moon, but because you aimed at that moon, that eagle was more in range.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that book I've never read. I'm going to put that on my list.
It's an amazing book. And if you read it right, it's a very small book, but if you read it correctly and you follow the instructions, it takes you a year to finish it.
Okay.
Very valuable
I better
book.
get started.
You better get started. What's your definition of success?
For me or for a business?
For you?
For me, success is I'm getting paid to achieve my goals of helping business owners. I will get paid well for the value I know we can add. That is success for me. To be able to grow this thing to, let's call it 20, 25 CFOs covering Canada and the US, working with clients that are the right fit, that every day our clients love us, we're adding value, the money will come. I know once we're already doing a great job, but now that I'm down here and starting to build here too, I expect to see that increase even more so. Yeah. So that's the definition of success for me. That this business will grow because we're doing the right thing.
And the reason why I ask this question a lot is you can line up 100 people and ask them to define their definitions of success, and you'll get 100 different answers. And to me, it really seems like you're definitely on track, if not already there, to being your definition of success. Is there not a question that I did not ask you that I should have?
The only thing I would say that you didn't ask me about is when you talk about, we talked earlier about the idea of the fractional professionals. I think one of the things that we struggle with is when someone speaks to a potential client about us, the potential client really doesn't understand what a CFO is. They think a CFO is just an accountant. Well, I already have an accountant. I have a CPA. They do my taxes. They look at the numbers at the end of the year with me. That's not what a CFO is, right? For the most part, your external accountant and tax preparer and your controller and accounting people are all looking in the rearview mirror. A CFO is sitting in the front with you, looking out the windshield, planning for the rest of that drive. So that's what I would say that what you didn't ask is really that definition, which is really important when we try to help these potential clients understand, yeah, we actually can help you because we're sitting with you looking forward, not looking behind.
Absolutely. A typical accountant and or CPA.
Yeah.
There you go. I had to ret for a second. But they're typically recording history, whereas a CFO is helping you write history.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a line used as well, which I think is great. Yeah. We want to help you write that history.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to the victor go the spoils, right? And only the victors write the history books. And it seems like somebody would be very victorious if they were to work with you. One last time, please let everybody know who you are, what do you do, and how they can get in touch.
So, Rob Cinapri, I am the founder and president of CFO Collective. If you want to get in touch with me, just email me at robcinapri@cfo-collective.com. I'm sure it'll be in the notes as well. And listen, the discussion is free. Doesn't hurt. Reach out. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. It can really change your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I appreciate this. This was great. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. I look forward to many more adventures with you.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it as well. And this has been another exciting and informative episode of the Entreprenudist Podcast, the place to hear real entrepreneurs and business owners bear it all. I'm your host, life strategist and retirement planner, Randolph Love III. And until next time, don't play with it, stay with it until you make pay with it. This is the Entreprenudist Podcast, signing off.
That was awesome. I love the way you end that. That's fantastic.